Dragon Ballers, if you're looking to buy Dragon Ball Super or One Piece sealed product, make sure to get 5% off using my link to Mystic TCG down in the description. You can also sell cards to them using their Facebook link, which is also down in the description. Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? We are here to show some competitive gameplay for the Majin Vegeta deck that I posted recently. We have myself on the bottom half of the screen playing the Majin Vegeta deck and my teammate up top playing SS4 Gogeta. We sped it up for the sake of time. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe. We are going into my first turn. Now, I'm going second in this game, which is definitely a big deal. I feel like against red, dice roll is most important because of how aggressive they are. If they go first, they have that much more energy, and you have that much less energy to defend yourself, right? So going second, definitely a little bit of a big deal. But yellow's gotten some great tools to deal with what Gogeta's doing, so it feels like a much more fine matchup than it has in the past. But still, going second is definitely tough. Me drawing my Piccolo Gohan SCR, though, I mean, that is such a big deal against Gogeta because it just makes their 8-drop that much more inferior. Like, that one card gets you out of the attack and establishes a body that they can't really get rid of. Like, it's really hard for Gogeta to get rid of it unless they solely focus it. But I start my first turn with Kibito Kai, which at a certain point I'm thinking about comboing off because he can definitely combo a Vegeta, or sorry, combo a Goku and then bring in a Vegeta to minus it. And then I would lose out on a Z energy like he could do right here, right now. But I'm still taking the risk because I think odds are he's probably going to go into surmounting the impossible to defend his Unison. That would be my best bet because Majin Vegeta actually can remove that Unison going second because it just plays a lot of low to the ground big attackers, and that's what he's going to do here. He is going to go into the surmounting, which is going to allow him to set up a blocker negate, so his Unison's not going to die unless I play Smoke Dragon, which in this build I don't play in the main deck, but that's totally fine. I'm also okay with him going to 4 life because after that every attack at his leader is just going to make him pitch cards. So I used Kibito Kai's effect to play the Goku Vegeta, which was actually a Trunks Vegeta Dash Pack support card. The reason I do that is because going into his next turn, it's going to have Barrier, which is going to be good for my Z leader because I need a Goku or Trunks to tap every turn to continue to draw cards. That's why I go ahead and do that. Now, I do have my 4-drop Goku Destined Battle, which I talked about in the Patreon article, is the most important card in the deck because every time you tap it you draw additional cards, so it's your deck's method of, you know, plus oneing every single turn, which is a big deal. So we're gonna go ahead and tap his surmounting. In some matchups, actually think about not removing surmounting, like against Golden Frieza or other maybe slow blue decks. A lot of the times they will not want to, you will not want to remove their surmounting because they might want to play a second copy to get awakened. That is something to definitely keep in mind. Probably not so much in this matchup because I'm being aggressive with my opponent typically as Majin Vegeta, but that is something to think about in other matchups where you never know, they might be playing 2 surmounting in the Z deck, and you removing their first surmounting gives them the option to play the second one. Big deal for Golden Frieza. But anyways, enough getting sidetracked. I end my turn with 1 open energy. I do not have enough extra cards to activate Robotic Riposte, but that's okay. It doesn't look like we even have the card in our hand in general. I also can't activate Vegito, but that's also fine. I don't really care to activate Vegito until my opponent is getting ready to go into their Triumphant Together turns. So I'm probably going to lead off with Forbidden Power here. Yep, that's what we'll aim to do. Just limit the amount of cards he's able to attack with this turn. He started with a Unison Swing, so he doesn't even get the maximum amount of attacks under the Forbidden Power, which is ideal. And I'm at 5 life, so I don't mind taking this. I might even combo out, but probably just going to take it here. Go to 4. Yep, so we'll take that damage. We'll go to 4. He's stacking up his Z energy, paying 1 for Broly. So yeah, this is a new Champ Pack card. It's a really, really good card for red. At the moment, it's a 25k critical, and his leader can overlord it away to get a draw. But what's also cool is, like, in all other red decks, this is going to be a rest mode card that sits on the board if you don't overlord it. Let's say you want to use the effect to remove a 15k attacker. But in this deck, he can actually combo it in rest mode, which is kind of funny. But I am going to block and go for the super combo. It does feel kind of bad to use a super combo on a battle card, but I mean, I basically just made my leader 19k if you think about it that way. And I'm setting up Z energy, which is definitely important. I mean, I need Z energy to get Z awakened. I also need Z energy to use my Vegito counterplay. So at one point or another, we are going to have to start comboing cards, even if maybe we didn't want to or it wasn't super ideal. But he's going to go into the Vegeta arrival here, get my 4-drop off the board, which is kind of annoying because, again, that leads to the majority of my draw power. Luckily, I have another copy in hand to put down on the board. We charge Final Flash because this is not a matchup where I think I'm going to be able to cheese him with it, meaning I don't think he's going to go all in on a double strike where I'd be able to just Final Flash and take one. So we're swinging into the leader here. We're going to arrival our Destined Battle. And now during the battle, I'm going to tap his 4-drop, get my extra draw, and I'm going to dump a super combo into this leader on leader swing because, again, we want to make Z energy. And also, now that he's at 3 life, I just want to pressure him as much as possible. So me super comboing makes him super combo and drop a 5k. And what's crazy too is he has a 17 card hand, so we really gotta start chipping away at that. Nice thing here is I have the Vegeta Destined Battle, which is now a 25k double striker. This is actually big pressure, so he either has to negate or, again, super combo and drop a 5k. Maybe it would have been a little bit better if I dropped the super combo on this swing, but if he negated... Okay, so we're actually going to go back. He's not letting me even swing with it. I probably jumped the gun a little bit there. He's just going to counterplay with Beerus Ball. So it was a good thing that I super comboed on that leader swing because I wouldn't have been able to get it off if I had waited for the Destined Battle swing. That's something to keep in mind too, is like sometimes in this format with Zenkai, you need to get certain attacks off. So you got to make sure you can get him in when you can. So I'm going to go ahead and repost him here. Now I notice he has a Beerus Ball and energy and he just used one. I don't think most Gogeta decks are going to play 3 copies. So I think my reposts are very safe. And I was originally holding the energy up for the Gogeta 8-drop so I can counterplay with Vegito. But repost establishes the same thing. And now his leader's actually punished for swinging. So I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot right now. He's going to tap that 1-drop Goku, which is not a big deal for him because he can just combo it off in rest mode, no problem. So he's going to play the Goku. He's going to start comboing a bunch. Okay, so we're taking a bunch of damage here. So he is comboing the Goku and the Vegeta, which when both comboed for additional energy, they give the leader crit and double strike respectively. So he's dumping into this. This is a double strike critical on his leader. So obviously I can't negate the skills of that, right? So he's at 20, 30, 40, 50, 55 double crit. And I could use my SCR here. And he's going to just go ahead and change one of the cards he's comboing. I could use my SCR here, but I don't really want to because I want to hold it for his 8-drop. I'm kind of okay going down to 2 life, but now by doing this, I have to negate or block every single leader and unison swing. So as long as I can do that, I'll be okay. That's definitely easier said than done, but that's kind of my my game plan at this point in the game. I want to save that SCR for his 8-drop play. So he's going to go ahead and +2 on the unison since the attack got blocked. He's going to go ahead and search a Broly Crown. Now, if you notice, I'm not really allowing him to Broly Crown me very much. I'm also okay with keeping 2 energy open because at any point, if he does Broly Crown, I can then just Vegito counterplay, and that's going to shut off his Broly Crown as long as I go down to 1 energy and Floodgate the rest of his turn. Now, I am playing a 1-of Majin Buu here. I was not playing this 1-of in my Patreon list, but it was a card recommended to me by a friend, and I think it is pretty solid as a 1-of. Albeit in non-Buu decks, it is just a 1-drop yellow beat stick. But I mean, for 1 energy, that is pretty solid pressure, I can't lie. He does go for the blocker negate. Luckily, I'm able to rest it absolutely on command, which is pretty nice. So he's going to go ahead and say no negates. I'm going to switch into my Z leader. And now I can generate some extra draws since I have the barrier Goku here. We're going to Z stack the Goku underneath. That Goku Z battle card actually is so good because if I do end up playing it this turn, I can restand my Destined Battle Vegeta, put on a lot more pressure. And at this point, he has been through at least 3 super combos, if not all 4. So these 25k swings are definitely going to start to hurt. Swinging his leader for 25k. He's going to go ahead and combo Adventure's Advent on a previous swing, I believe is what's happening there. So we're going to pop the clone token there, restand Destined Battle. And this should be the final super combo. So now all the 25k hits are going to start reducing the size of his hand. This is a double strike as well. Not that I'm going to dump on this because, you know, he can just Z Awaken and end my turn, but it's still going to go ahead and force a blocker negate, which is super solid. Now, I'm at 14 cards, which feels pretty healthy. I am at 2 life, however. He's at 17, so he's still towering over me in hand advantage. But again, my game plan here, negate and block leader in unison, apply as much pressure as possible. I actually did make a mistake here, though. I'm kind of remembering this now. I should have comboed on one of the attacks I was able to combo on, because I need that second Z energy for Vegito. So my game plan was I wanted to leave 2 energy open. If he Broly Crowns me, cool, I'll counterplay with Vegito. But I didn't combo on that 2-drop Goku swing. So now I'm contemplating a position where I have to play another battle card to get another swing through, which I didn't want to do because now Vegito will tap me out, which could be a problem. but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. We're going to go ahead and play the 4-drop, combo a 5k on it to get our second Z energy. Now our Vegito is live. Unfortunately, if I had comboed on any other swing that actually went to combos, I could have had 2 energy open, 1 for Vegito, 1 for Riposte. So I did make a slight mistake there. But I do have SCR in hand. I do feel pretty okay about it, even though I'm at 2 life. I do have a blocker for his leader. I do have a negate for his Unison. We'll see if his play is to opt to go right into Gogeta 8-drop or not. And we'll see how we respond to it. He's going to go ahead and charge a Broly Crown because I'm not giving him an opportunity to use it. So he is going to tap for the Gogeta here. I'm letting him resolve his effect. You saw I already went and snatched the Vegito out of my hand, though. So we're going to go ahead and counterplay. Now, this is really solid because he can't just clear my board for free anymore. Vegito puts a restriction on the player that every time he attacks, he has to tap a card with a non-leader. So, yeah, he can't just swing into my entire board with his 8-drop. He is going to respond with Yamcha, though, which is going to kill my Vegito. So that's one less blocker I have. Luckily, Destined Battle's a 19k, so it doesn't quite kill that. Although, now I probably won't be able to defend the card, which is kind of annoying. But at least I have the blocker for, again, the leader or the Unison. And never mind, he's going to go ahead and Overwhelm to warp it. So now I'm definitely in a much worse spot. Like, I don't have much in terms of negating his Unison or leader. But he is going to go ahead and swing 8-drop first. That gives me an opportunity to combo my SCR and tap his Unisons. Now, that's one less swing I have to deal with. And I do have the blocker negate for the leader. So going down to 1, it'll be a little bit risky. But it is an option if I need to do it here. He's going to go ahead and +2 on his Unison, playing another Goku 1-drop, getting more searches. Although at this point, he has no more super combos, so I'm not too worried about what he can search. He is also down to 10 cards in hand. He is at a much smaller deficit than he was in the past. Since I burned through all his super combos, he is now just straightly comboing 5Ks to defend attacks. They don't have great forms of defense. My board's also quite massive, so going into his next turn, I mean, he's going to be in a bit of a rough spot. Oh, I also just realized I have Cooler Negate in my hand, so that's probably the Snap Negate here, so I don't have to go to 1. I can use my leader to activate battle if I need to. So that gets negated. His turn is pretty much over because if he wants to tap, if he wants to attack with that Overwhelm, he's going to have to tap an energy. We'll see if that's a choice he makes here, although I doubt it, to be honest. So he's going to pass with the 1 energy open, probably holding some sort of negate like Unending Awakening. And now we're going back to R2. I just do it typically because it's the safest swing. Looks like he's contemplating blocking that 2-drop swing, but he's not going to do it. I am going to get the pop on the Yamcha. Restand Destined Battle. I have a lot of attackers coming his way this turn. The issue is he can, of course, Z-Awaken. So looks like he's going to go ahead and do that now just to stifle all my attacks. So now next turn, I have to worry about his leader swing, his 8-drop swing, and a potential Overwhelm SCR. If I can defend all that, I'm going to be in a fine spot. Now, I do have a lot of board to combo things off, which is definitely pretty good. There's no real point in attacking his leader anymore. I don't have enough swings to kill his Unison. And honestly, instead of tapping all my cards to kill the Unison, I'd rather keep him in active mode just to combo them off if need be. And I have plenty of negates. I have multiple negates and counterplays, so he's not really going to do too much here. I just need to combo out a Gogeta swing, and I'm in a totally fine spot. So that's going to be 40k right there, getting out of the Gogeta swing, and if he does have the Overwhelm or the leader swing, I just negate both of those, swing out next turn. That's pretty much GG. So he is going to go ahead and use the Vegito SCR. I am going to respond with the counterplay. He's going to look at my hand, see way too many negates for him to deal with, and that is pretty much going to be the point where he's going to admit defeat. Yep, and you see we scoop it up here. So, yeah, that was the game, guys. Overall, key points there. Again, very tough position to go second against Red in general. Although, Majin Vegeta can keep up somewhat in hand size. Obviously, we didn't get anywhere near like a 19-card hand like Gogeta did, but we can keep up somewhat. It is pretty dependent on seeing Destined Battle, but the deck has a lot of really good defenses for how aggressive it is, and that's one thing I very much like about this deck. Like, the Z leaders being 20k makes dealing damage that much harder. You have all the yellow staples. You have the board wipe if you need it, and you have a lot of pressure that other yellow decks just don't typically have. But anyways, guys, I hope this video was helpful. If you learned something, let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.